Aloha, everybody. Bonjour, my followers, my listeners, supporters. This is Tiggy Maximus with Tiggy Maximus Talks. Um, I think this is episode 20, 23, 24? Probably 24, 23. Just want to get on here pretty quickly. I'm on my drive on the way home. A lot of traffic going on, rush hour. And tonight is the Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. That should be a good rivalry game. Tough game in the AFC North. You got Mitch Trubisky leading the Steelers. I'm not sure what's going on with Najee Harris. I would say they have some good parts on their team, but honestly, I don't know how far they can go without a real quarterback and all the parts they had from last season. I mean, this Steelers team is nothing like the Steelers teams of the past. No Big Ben, no Antonio Brown, no Juju. You don't even have like decent running backs, honestly. So you don't even have Le'Veon Bell. You don't have Rashad Mendenhall. You don't have Jerome Bettis for sure. So this Steelers team nowadays is just not as exciting. But Steelers are never a gimme. They're always a tough team to play, no matter what. They even had Michael Vick that one time. But yeah. Cleveland Browns, well, they have some good parts, and it all kind of starts with the running back, Nick Chubbs, who just so happens to be on my fantasy football team, one of my teams. Served me pretty well. This is probably a good time to get on the Nick Chubbs train. So I would say if I make a choice about tonight's game, I would say the Cleveland Browns will defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight. But it'll be a tough game. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of scoring because these games tend to be low scoring because they're always have scoring at a premium. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but it should be a fun night. And I may or may not actually watch the entire game because I might be going to a comedy show tonight in Pacific Beach. I think the place or the restaurant or brewery is called Ampwire, and I think it's run by Melissa Weissman. She's a comic producer, host, and she's actually a nice person to talk to. Imagine Dragons fan, and she has another show she's a part of on Saturday. I'm gonna have to look that one up, where it's gonna be, but that show, it does have maybe a familiar face other than Melissa's on there. I think tonight at the Ampwire, I think has Al Gabby, who I've seen before Cash Comedy's show at the 619 Spirits. Um, it just so happens he was on the same show as Melissa Wiseman. So hopefully these comics have some new material. Laugh my ass off. Let's see what happens. So I didn't do as well as I had hoped in fantasy football this past week, week 2. I only won 2 out of 5 leagues. The 2 losses I actually had lost by a margin of like less than 6 points. So that's kind of a bitter pill to swallow. It was actually good teams too. But it's kind of a wasted great performance because I didn't win. So I have 4 leagues where I'm basically 1-1, but I have 1 league where it's I'm 2-0, and that one is a winner take all. So another great performance by me and the team that I drafted for the winner take all, which is run through NFL fantasy football. I don't know if I mentioned the first week, but the first week I actually won 4 of the 5 leagues. So, well, what do you got? I can't. I feel like I could have won 4 out of 5 again. Or better yet, I probably would have won 5 out of 5 actually, but I lost the lead due to a Monday Night Football game involving Stephon Diggs, the Buffalo Bills. Normally I would think that I have a cushion when it comes to by the time Monday night comes around, but my Monday Night Football cushion was gone because Stephon Diggs just clicked with Josh Allen. And it so happens the Buffalo Bills had actually blown out the Tennessee Titans 41-7. So a lot of fantasy points going on for Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen. So I don't think running was a great fantasy play. But if you had receivers, chances are if you had Stephon Diggs or you had Josh Allen as your quarterback, you probably did pretty well. What else is going on? Well, I would say San Padres we're doing pretty well up until right at this moment. They actually had won 5 in a row. It just so happens their highest win streak of the season was 5, and their highest losing streak was 5. So they had a good shot at winning today. Actually, they were up 2-0 until St. Louis Cardinals got a grand slam, and then they held on to win 5-4. So the Padres are 83-67. So that means there's like 12 games to go. They do have a lead on the Philadelphia Phillies, who is only just entering like maybe one. I guess they were behind by half a game behind the Padres. So as of right now, the Padres and Phillies are tied for the fifth seed in the National League playoff. So I guess that also means they're tied for the 6th seed too. The team that's on the outside at the moment is the Milwaukee Brewers. So the Milwaukee Brewers, I think, are 79-70, and they have to pretty much either win all the remaining games, or Padres have a meltdown, or something in between. They just have to be like 4 games better than the Padres down the last 12 games. So, I mean, if the Padres go 8-4 in the last 12 games, then the Milwaukee Brewers have to go 12-0. So, the only caveat about this is that the Padres and the Phillies have the tiebreaker over the Milwaukee Brewers. And if it's a three-way tie, well, the Padres lose the tiebreaker to the Phillies, but the Padres would get the tiebreaker on the Brewers, as would the Phillies would have the tiebreaker over the Milwaukee Brewers. So the Milwaukee Brewers would not want any tie to be happening because they're going to lose all tiebreakers. So, um, anywho, it looks like the the division race, um, well, actually, all playoff chases. The only ones that are really interesting right now is between the Braves and the Mets for the NL East, and the loser of that will get the first wild card, the 4 seed, and a good chance they might be playing the Padres or the Phillies in the first round. Best of three. All games were at the home field of um, the higher seed. So, um, and of course the NL wildcard chase. 2 spots, 3 teams. Um, that's going on. I think in the American League, I think the American League wildcard is up for grabs. It's a race between the Rays, the Blue Jays, the Yankees, or something, and then you get the Mariners. So between those teams, um, there's kind of a tight race going on in the American League East division too. I'm not sure if there's a lot of separation. I have to check the um, the standings, but the American League East, if you go from the Yankees, the Blue Jays, the Rays, uh, I don't know if it's a tight race for the division crown or just a tight race for the wild card. So, um, so I think the Mariners are already going to take one of the playoffs, the wild card spots. So that then leaves either the Blue Jays, the Yankees, or Rays. But um, ew, I'm trying to think here. If 3 teams, uh, I would have to check to see where the Baltimore Orioles are at actually. Yeah. So yeah, wild card race. If there is a race, that's going on right now. The other kind of race kind of going on is the American League Central. And I think it's between the White Sox and the Cleveland Guardians. So if, but I think the Guardians may have enough of like gap to probably do well and clinch the division. But never say never, right? There's still another 12 games to go in the season, give or take. Um, just so you know, guys, there is actually no UFC fights this Saturday. They're taking a break, but they'll be back at it on October 1st, I believe. So, um, and well, I don't know if I talked about this last time, but Canelo defeated Triple G, and it was very, very, uh, very definitive. Um, I believe that all three judges had scored it for Canelo. One judge scored it 8-4 for Canelo, and then two other judges had called it 7-5 for Canelo. But it was a lot closer than I had thought, and score wise. But fight wise, I thought it was kind of lopsided. I actually kind of had it probably 9-3 Canelo. So, but yeah, that ends their trilogy. So you had one controversial draw, one controversial win for Canelo, and then you have a very definitive win for Canelo. So, and I think Triple G has announced his retirement. I think. Never say never. And then, well, Canelo, he probably would want to fight again, a rematch. The guy who beat him, Bivol, which was for the 175 championship, light heavyweight championship. So yeah, Canelo is only 32, so he still has quite a bit of things to do, fights to take, more money to make. So, and what else, guys? Did I ever talk about UFC 279? Maybe. I just want to say that I probably talked about it. I mean, I probably said, Chimaev defeated Kevin Holland. Daniel Rodriguez defeated Yi Jiang Wang. And then Nate Diaz defeated Tony Ferguson. So, all great fights. And then my prediction for the Chargers, the Chargers might have a tough time with Jacksonville Jaguars, only because Justin Herbert is hurt. He hurt his ribs against the Chiefs, and the Chiefs ended up winning 27-24 last time. Well, with flashing red light, this is like a really bad traffic. Okay, got through that. No accidents. Yay! Anywho, so the Chargers are hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars at SoFi Stadium on Sunday, and I'll probably talk about this again probably on Saturday, but I would want to say the Chargers will defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars, but it will be a close game, and I think Justin Herbert might actually play. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I do better in fantasy football too. Alright guys, this is Tiggy Maximus signing off. Talk to you guys there. Be safe. Have fun, guys. Bye.